Hello everyone, it's Mel from Everything Marnie. So I am just going to wing this like I wing everything else. I just decided to plop on the camera. Maybe it's avoidance, I don't know. I want to thank everybody that commented on my last video. And I don't know if I should put it way over there. I've been trying to get myself organized, but that's kind of laughable at this point, you guys, honestly, because I don't know. I don't know, and I think the camera's a little low. Let me just fix this up here. Bear with me. Like I said, I just decided to, I was looking at my planners and I thought, I want some vellum in there, and I have such beautiful vellums. These vellums, for the most part, were from Sweet Freckle Design. Some were from Little Bits Box. It's not quite snowing. I like this blue one. These ones here Laura gave me, but they're more for like ring planners. And I'm just gonna quickly check. See, that one's cute too. It depends on what theme I want to go for. Kind of like that. And these ones were from a different shop that you'll have to leave a message if you want to know so I can look them up. I think they're from, oh my goodness, you guys. Not Sweet Freckle Design. I don't even know. I have to learn to pay more attention and write this stuff down. Yeah. So I hope everybody is doing well. I just hearted the last comments. I'm sorry. I just wanted to let you all know that I am here. So that's pretty too, but that's like really like, I don't know, that's like for a different layering. Yeah, so, okay. I did get a number of Canadians that said they wanted stuff. So what I'm going to do is I have some mailing boxes. And those of you that have said you're in Canada, please, I'll provide the link. Hopefully I can do that and remember to do that. I should write a note to do that because my memory is a sieve, you guys. I should tell you, I have a few very special doctor's appointments coming up, and one is a neurologist. So when I tell you guys that my memory is a problem, it's really a problem. There's something going on, and I really don't want to get into like the nuts and bolts until I get all the results back. But because of certain events that have gone on and also something else that have gone on, you guys, here is some news. And I haven't even told like 2 of my kids yet, or my neighbor yet. So you guys are like going to get more information than most people. But I am no longer moving. I'm not moving. There was a couple of reasons for that. One is some medical things that I'm facing, but 2, there was an inspection done on the property and a number of things were revealed in that inspection that were unexpected, like major things. As much as I loved the property, you guys, I would have been walking into a whole bunch of extra expenses that I would rather use to help my children and not deplete my entire financial savings forevermore, essentially. Like, Am I sad about it? Yes. Was I stressed more about it? Yes. I mean, at the time, let's put it this way. The reason I cracked my tooth is because I I was faced with that decision, and I had a time limit, and that time limit was ticking. And I was so stressed, I literally clenched my jaw so much that I snapped that tooth so bad in 6 spots that he didn't even have to drill it out. I think I mentioned that part to you. That's why that all happened. I process stress really differently, so there will be no move. I do have pictures, so I can look at those, but you know what? I live in a place where nature is all around me, and I can drive. And considering the expense that it would have been, like, to my living, everyday living, vice what I pay here to, and thankfully I was able to retain this place because I've been here 12 years. I was able, by the grace of God, the people that run the establishment here, it was literally like the final minutes of the final hour where I could, you know, say, please, this has come up, and they were graceful with me. And I guess, you know, to give myself a bit of credit, I used to be an apartment manager years and years and years ago. And that was before I joined the forces and when my girls were extremely young. There's a number of jobs that I have done in my life, and that was one of them. And so I have never really been a problem to any landlord or person that I've lived for, because I never call them with anything. Normally I can fix it myself. I take care of what I have, and every year, you know, when you live in a rental, you get an inspection. My inspections have always passed. And beyond that, you know, even though I am a loner, I get along famously with my neighbors because I believe in the golden rule of treat your neighbors as you would want to be treated. And so I'm not one to have coffee, you know, with my neighbors, but I am one to share the wealth in a way, if that makes sense. And by that I mean, you know, I've done M-kits up for my neighbors so that if anything should happen, God forbid, they're prepared, because we live in an earthquake zone here on the west coast of Canada. And I just wanted my neighbors to have what did I do with the folder? Did I put it down? You guys, I'm losing my mind. I just had it. Did I put it back? I did. Yeah, I just wanted my neighbors to know that I think about them. And yeah, so as you can see, I'm not lacking for vellum, and vellum will not be given away because it's hard to come by where I live, and I will be using that. So what'll go in the boxes of the individuals that I choose, and I think there were like 3 or 4. I might be able to manage 3 or 4. I'll see what I can do, but in the meantime, just please send me an email, or not an email. I can do it by email too, I suppose, but I'd rather do it by direct message on Instagram. However, if you don't have Instagram and you've left me a message, I do have an email specifically for this account. I apologize for everybody who does not live in Canada. As I expressed in my earlier videos, I have never, up until this point, done a draw of any kind or a giveaway of any kind that did not exclude or that excluded anybody anywhere in the world. Like, if I could get it to them, I got it to them. But now it's just so tough, you guys. So with that being said, my deepest regrets and apologies, because I just can't do it. The paperwork alone, I'm in tears. I can't understand it. And then you have to go into 2 different websites to get 2 different numbers. And with the issues I'm dealing with, cognitively, I can't figure it out. And I feel like I'm in a foreign country and I don't speak the language. So my daughter does a lot of that for me. And if I didn't have her, you guys, I'd be screwed. I'd be screwed. I did do a lot of my own adulting. And I laugh about it, but like, I'm being dead serious. When it came to like looking at my budget and deciding, hey, okay, I don't watch TV. Why do I have all these streaming services? And then, of course, I had noticed fraud on my credit card. And so, yeah. For now, right now, they've reimbursed that, canceled my card, and a new one's being sent out. So, like, I've had a lot of things going on, you guys. Like, that's not even the tip of the iceberg. That's just some of what's been going on. So, for the lady that wrote me to say she was looking forward to a vlog, what I'll do instead is I'll vlog my camping trips, because I will go out camping and my adventures in the bush, if that's something you guys want to see. And of course, I'll plan out there as well. It's nothing for me to bring those things in my vehicle and to plan, because I want to put up like hammocks and like find places. And I live on a beautiful, beautiful like island. And there are places I haven't explored yet. So I just have to get through a number of appointments, which, like, I'm tempted to literally just say I don't want to do it. Yeah. Okay, back to the planning for now, just for now, and I'll get more into it. I'm not sure if I want to put like vellum here in the months or back here in like where I separate the notes part, like January, like this. And part of me wants to, yeah, I think I like this one. And there's enough, because these are 8.5 by 11. So there's definitely enough. And I love that they're printed properly, because sometimes these little guys are printed in this direction, and so you're limited. So, like, I could do these books as well. And I started decorating the month. So I did that. And I went back and did December, because there was a lot of things in December that I had to record. And we are today on the 7th. And yesterday was a day of like just like errands basically, and updating, because my credit card got canceled. I had to go to my phone company and do that. So there's a lot of things here that I wrote down that I had to like bring over here. And I made phone calls this morning. So do I want to, at the beginning here, put something? And I think I do. Now, I'm looking at the color of this one, and I'm really thinking the other one suits it better. Isn't that funny? Where are you? I think this one suits this better in this book. So I think that's what I'll do. And I use the pencil board to kind of give myself... What I used to do is just put the vellum in here. Like so. Turn the page over. And I'm still wearing the claws, you guys, but they're going to come off. Because the minute I do dishes, and I don't wear gloves, that hot water is going to make them fall off. And I'm so glad. I discovered apparently there is another, like, nail place that's down the street. Well, quite a bit down the street. But, but they've changed their name. So I was given the name by, of all people, my pharmacist. And I was like, oh, okay, because she was admiring my nails. And I told her, I said, oh, well, they're just like painted like to here. And like this part here, it's been like 4.5, almost 5 months, you guys. Like if you want to make your manicure last, I'm telling you, you can. But, yeah, because when did I do that? September, October, November, December, January, 4 months. So anyway, so that's all I do. And then, of course, I cut and pray that I've done this correctly. So that was the big news, you guys. And I was kind of in like shock a little bit and stressed a lot because when I got the news of everything, it was literally down to the wire with everything else. And by the way, it was an expensive trial. And I say trial, meaning personal trial, because like I had put out a lot of funding that by my contract that I signed. I mean, it was just gone. And not that I'm going to worry over that, but it was a lot of money. And so that kind of made me feel like, okay, I should have really had waited until all of those things were done prior to anything. But live and learn. And so change number 1 is I am staying in a place I know and love, and I will not miss my raccoons. That is the glorious good news of why I'm not overly upset. Because Grumpy comes out every once in a while, and that boy, I don't know. If you're new to my channel, welcome. I have wild raccoons that come and visit me. And they are darling, you guys. Absolute darling. Do I put it there? And then, like, add this one here. See, because I put, like, this color here. So how would this look here? Probably better, right? Okay, we'll see. I don't have acetate. I don't have a lot of it anyway. If I have any, it's like something I'll have to add. And acetate's a bit thicker. So I'm just playing right now. I'm just playing and chatting with you guys. I have a ton of housework to do, and I just pulled out the stewing beef because my daughter loves it when I make like slow cooked meals for her. And it's already, well, it's quite late, but I've got a few hours. She's in school now. So as I was mentioning before, I love to cook. It gives me a sense of nostalgia, which is a nice, warm, fuzzy feeling, I guess. Gives me something to do. I love to cook. I love to bake. But I don't normally do it because if I do it, then I'm putting food in my fridge that'll go to waste. So, and I have GI issues, and there's a lot of foods that I can't really eat anymore, which is unfortunate. And I'm telling you, you know, I had an ironclad stomach, and then one day I didn't. I don't know. Like, so there are definite things, and I'm sure you all have noticed that with yourselves as well, that as we age, wouldn't you know it, our body starts saying to us and dictates to us what we can have and what we can't have. So I think this one's quite nice for here. I like the blue. So those were two things. And then, so yeah, I'll vlog when I do go camping. I was looking forward to just simply camping in a backyard, but my daughter did point out something too to me. It is closer to the base, that other house, and I have severe and chronic PTSD. And a lot of it's to do with sirens and alarms, because I've mentioned this before. One of the ships I was on had a major fire. We almost had to abandon ship. It was really bad, you guys. And there are details about that event that I'm not allowed to express, but essentially speaking, I was in a position that was way higher than my rank at the time. And that was another time I cracked a tooth for stress. So apparently I clench my jaw when I'm stressed. And yet, when we got into port, the coxswain, who is basically, you can look at the coxswain as somebody who takes care of like the lower ranks. I was in the lower ranks. So a lower rank is somebody who's like a master seaman or below. So that's what they call us when you're sailing, right? So like Master Corporal would be an Army or Air Force. But I was, even though I was a purple trade, I could work anywhere as a logistician. I was based on a naval base. So wearing a blue uniform, which, because they're amalgamated. So I was a lower rank. So the coxswain, when we got into base, there was a couple of us, because we had left one place and everybody got sick with what we call Montezuma's revenge. Like they were sick. We had high sea states. And then boom, we had this major fire. Ironically, sea trainers were on board testing us about this, and yet a lot of people assumed it was a test. It was not a test. A real deal had happened, and it was major. And I think because people thought it was a test, that was part of it, but there was other issues going on too. Needless to say, there was about 5 or 6 of us that, first of all, weren't sick from the sea states or coming out of the country we came out of because they had eaten or drank water or eaten food they shouldn't have eaten, or we're not sure. Nobody's ever sure about what causes that, but usually it's either like water, because there's parasites in water that if you live there, you're accustomed to them, but if you don't, you're not. So many people were sick. And then the sea states didn't help. So we were doing everything. We were helping the cooks. We were like helping the bosuns. The bosuns are the people that take care of like all of the deck work and the rope work and the line work. We had extra rounds. Like I was the victualler. That's a fancy term for bringing the food up. Most of the cooks weren't working. So the great thing is that there was no lineup when it came to mealtime. But the bad news is you had very little time to eat. So needless to say, and then because I had snapped my tooth, I couldn't really eat much of anything. So we got into port, and I was surprised to tell you that like the coxswain ordered 5 of us off the ship. Boom, gone, like go. We weren't even allowed, seriously, apart from getting our civilian clothes on, to pack a bag. We just had to go. Which meant that we had to go to Walmart to buy clothes because we were ordered off the ship for 72 hours. Like, I had no toothbrush, nothing. We were told to go. So I could have done 2 things. I could have gone to a dentist or rented a Harley. What do you think I chose to do, you guys? Anyway, needless to say, I had to come back and then go see the dentist because I rented the Harley. And yeah. So there's good times and the bad is what I'm trying to tell you guys, I guess. Like, I have a lot of stories like this, and I am a storyteller. So if you're not new to any of this, and I hope you guys can see all of this, I try to take what goes on in my life and, I don't know, like, make it better. You know what I'm saying? Just make everything better by looking at the bright side. Because when I do that, when I look at the bright side, there's always a lesson to be learned. And I want to be a part of that lesson. So I do want to put something here. So, oh, comes the papers again. I really like this one. Doesn't really kind of go with the cutesy. These are from like the Old Planner Society or Lime, Scarlet Lime, I think. Here's this one with the bows, but it's kind of like plain. A lot of these are plain. These ones here I bought off a gentleman who was like closing down his shop. He gave me a really good deal, but they're super thick, you guys. Like, so these are nice too. These are acetate though. Let's see that for a second. Don't really want to put pineapples down, although if you look into a pineapple story, like how long it takes to make a pineapple, how much effort goes into it, the lifespan, and the fact that the plant can never be used again, and they're sold for under $6, just amazes me. I like that. I do like that a lot. I think I'm going with that one. I don't know. I tend to really resonate and am drawn to books that are cutesy. I'm not a cutesy person in life. So it's definitely I think what happens is that I use these books as my private inner child. We all have one, right? Like, if you think about the times you get upset, and I've like done some research on this too, and I'm not an expert, you guys. I'm not a doctor, and all my opinions are my own, and they're only because I researched them for me in my, yes, 13 years of psychoanalysis and therapy that I chose to do for myself, so I could work on a lot of things that I had on my plate. And just only now am I like reducing my appointments, and eventually I'm filtering out, because I've done 13 years. So, but what I learned is, you know, when you get upset and you don't understand it, because suddenly you become, I don't know, like when I get upset, it's like I've become 6 years old or 3 years old, and I'm like Julia in Julia and Julia, you know, that movie where she's cooking, and I'm on the floor in the kitchen having a tantrum. Like, that's how I feel. And apparently that's because wherever you were hurt the most, or hurt like the deepest at the youngest age you were, that's where you go mentally. So you have to work on those things, and I have, which is hard because I'm a person who does not like to live in the past. You know, I read the Eckhart Tolle, Live in the Now, all of that. I think it's Tolle. I've always said Tolle, but Eckhart Tolle. But my whole point, I think, is that I don't know my whole point. I think if there was a point, A, I've forgotten it, but B, you guys, I try to see the bright side now. I try to see what good, because I truly believe God answers my prayers. And maybe the prayer that I prayed for was to see with open eyes what I already have. And when I compare the two properties, the difference is, of course, the area outside, and the rest is very relevant. Like, I had the same kind of space, maybe a little less, but I'm one person. The only downfall was it's hard to get my whole family in my house, but at the same time, I can manage it if I had to. And, you know, I'm not going to sweat over it, is the point. I mean, life will happen as life happens. I'm just going to go with the flow, allow changes to happen. And this is like what I was telling you guys, like, be careful what you ask for. Because, like, yeah, like, it's like I said that, be careful what you ask for, right? And the universe said, oh, okay, you want change? Well, here you go. And this has happened in my life before when I told the universe I was bored. And then suddenly I was not. So be very, very careful, because our words and what we say happens. And I'm sure you guys have stories, and I'd love to hear about them, because when I speak to other people about this, it is like a common theme that people experience, is that they'll say something casually, or they'll really hope for something, and it's in their mind. And if you hold it in your mind and in your heart, because your heart amplifies the emotion, right? So if you're feeling love and you actually feel that love in your heart, it amplifies it. This is not new age. This is not woo-woo. This is actual fact, okay? Even in science, they have tested it that the heart has its own regulatory system, as does your stomach. So you have the Trinity. You have your brain, your heart, and your stomach. And all of them work together within your largest organ, which is your skin. It's absolutely amazing. Sorry, I didn't put the tape under the table. So I'm just yapping away, you guys. I'm just playing in my planners, updating you. Like I said, I haven't even told 2 of my girls yet because I had other like medical news that I was dealing with. And it's hard to adult sometimes when you're hit with a lot of things at once. So I had to deal with that. And the new year started off for me with an absolute explosion. There was not a bang. No. It was like about 5 days before the new year. The world kind of went, whoa, get this. And I'm looking at my calendar. When did it start? The 29th. So not even. So 29th, 30th, and 31st. So I had 3 days. 3 days of, well, I'm just going to say it. If you got children in the room, I'm going to say a grown-up word. Shit hit the fan, you guys. Literally. If I was to like draw my day that day on the 29th, I'd literally have drawn a fan with that flying because 7 things were there. It was amazing. But I am strong and nothing knocks me down for long. Like, I wasn't even knocked down. I was like pushed and then pushed and then pushed and then pushed and then pushed. But I'm a Gen X. There's really not much I can't deal with. And so I think it's attitude. I think really a lot of stuff in life is attitude. Anyway, back to this. I really like how this is like looking. It's like packed full. And because I'm just doing this A6, I do quite like it. Now, I think for here, I'm not going to do like a mind map. A mind map usually, like, you put your word and then you circle. I don't know if I'll do that or not. I might just do point form or lists, kind of like this. I'm not sure. I'm a list maker, you guys. I'm also not really a planner. I'm more of a memory keeper or a, here's where I like my perfect day to be, but like it never works out that way. And then the back page. I really like that one. Bloom wildly. Although I have no idea. Pardon me, you guys. No idea what that means. I still have not drawn in the tracker or picked out even the books to read yet. No time. Haven't done it yet. But that's okay. Like, it's not going anywhere. So today, my main goal, and I don't really want to write it down, but I've already done quite a bit today. Like, I've done laundry. I've made some 1, 2, 3 calls. Laundry has a few steps. I did laundry yesterday as well. I guess I'm gonna write here, film. I like these little boxes. My main goal is getting the house done as much as I can. And I'd like to put like a big kind of sticker, but I was looking and I couldn't find my regular sticker book, which is really odd because it's got to be around. And this is what I mean, like, how is it that I can lose a sticker book? Especially one as big as that. So crazy, you guys. Like, let's get that put back in here. I do like these holders in my books. This one's really big. So I'm going to be checking to see if I have like one that's not so big. But before I move on to that, maybe I should just like put papers into the weeks. So that's done too. Okay, so this one, let's see what I want to do here. I think I am going to use this for how I feel. And I think, like, I didn't put her in my thing last time, but I think I'm going to. I'm just going to use, like, basic words like this one that Monique used, meh, for, like, whatever. It's sarcasm for it sucks. Which I don't really want to use because, like, okay means, I don't know. Fine is below okay, I think. Like, okay means 5 out of 10. Fine means, let's say, 4 out of 10. And then, like, okay, and then joy is 7 out of 10, and then happy is like 8 and plus out of 10. And one more. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The other one is sick. And one more is sad. So there's 7. So sick is like obviously the worst. So sad, I'm going to give it 2 to 3 out of 10. And sick is definitely 1 or 0 out of 10. The reason I still give it some credit here, sad, is because I think it's really important we release our sadness. So how do I feel today? Let's start with today, Wednesday. I feel joy. I do. I felt joy yesterday. I spent it with my daughter. On Monday, I was not okay. I was sad. And I won't get into why, but something had come up. On Sunday, I was okay. I'm going to leave that walk one there. And on Friday, I was just okay. So I can alternate my walks with my moods in this. And what I like about it is that I can just come along and get an overview. I'm going to give Nessie from Nessie Plans credit for this. I'd seen her doing it. And then also I want to include my Instagram. And I do, as one of my goals, want to start taking more pictures and posting them there. What prevents me from doing that is hashtags, you guys. Now, if you're a regular Instagram poster, do you guys have a secret for your hashtags? Somebody once told me to put it in notes, copy it and paste, but when I try that, it doesn't work. Is there a secret? Can somebody help me? I'd be very grateful. And again, for all of you outside of Canada, for this, like, it's not really a giveaway, guys, and I need to specifically say this. For those of you that want my leftovers or various things that I'm going to throw in the box, I will not be showing it on the channel. I'm just going to put it in the box randomly, seal the boxes, and add your name to it. Okay? A gift is free and clear. If you want these things, I'm not charging for them. It's just a gift. But I'm not going to show it because I don't want people to say, oh, well, I want this, or I want this, or I want this. Do you know what I'm saying? I think it's so much easier if you don't know what other people are getting. And I'm going to try to be very fair. Okay? I also have 2 specific friends that are here in Canada that I'm keeping boxes for, and that I'd like to send friend mail to. Actually 3. So 1, 2, 3. So that leaves me, what, 2, 3 boxes. Let me just pull this off so I can remember. Yeah, 3 friends. So I think that leaves me 2 larger boxes and a smaller box. But one of my friends, I plan on putting a planner in, so it could probably fit in a smaller box. So it'll be a variety of stuff, okay? You guys, like, just dollar store stickers, regular stickers. I might put some stamps in there. You really won't know what you get, okay? I will try my hardest not to put crap. But say if I put washi tape in there and it's old and I don't know it, I'm sorry, okay? You get a weight limit per box. I'm going to use that. So I appreciate you guys, and I hope you understand. So back here, I don't know why, when I went to say back here, that song Roxanne jumped into my head. Like, what? Yeah, okay, we'll just let that be. I want to use this one back here too. So I've turned it upside down. And I'm kind of, see that sticker back there wants to be part of the picture. I'm avoiding my kitchen right now, you guys. It's an absolute nightmare. I have a problem in my kitchen, and I think, you know, they do have like countertop dishwashers. And my daughter was telling me about it, and I have a problem with that too, because it takes up so much space, and I don't have the space. So I'm just gonna have to play it by ear and like try to keep up with my mess as I make it, because Saying I'll do it later is a common phrase I use because that's how I've been. And it's called sloth, laziness. And I know it is. It's definitely something I need to work on. And I was never like this before. And yet, I've been told that I'm giving myself these names incorrectly because, according to my neurologist, it's not something I've been able to control. So, yet I'm a person that still likes to have accountability. I'm surprised, you guys. I've had more MRIs and PET examinations like over the years. Like, I'm surprised. Do you know how much radiation goes through that stuff? Like, oh my goodness. Like, I know so many people. Well, I knew, unfortunately, so many people that I served with that are no longer with us because of these kind of issues. And I'm a person that believes that we have consciousness, and therefore we don't, you know, our bodies are just our, you know, I shouldn't say just, they're important, but, you know, they're our vessels. You got to take care of them, of course, but they're our vehicles while we're here. And because they're not all of us, you know. I have to be careful when I talk like this with my youngest daughter. She gets quite upset because I think she fears death. I've never feared death. I don't, because I don't believe I die. I think my body might, and this is deep, and I'm sorry, and I'm going to move on right now. It's not, I don't know, a Wednesday babble session. I'm going to try to do like a face-to-face video. And I don't know, do you guys want like me to do like, not a live? I'd like to do a live, but of course I don't have enough people to do a live yet, I don't think. I don't know. Does anybody know? How many people do you need to have? Do they still have those restrictions that you have to have, like, I don't know, I think it was 1,000 before. I don't know. I used to think it was like 500 for a community post. I really wanted to make a community post that I saw about somebody who was recording his day. And he decided to record the fact that it was like a ghost town where he lived. Everybody he saw was on their phones looking down. Nobody was talking to each other. And one guy was standing in the middle of the interstate, literally on his phone. Children were on their phone. It was dead silent in the city. It was eerie. And he was saying, like, okay, why isn't those scissors working? He was saying, share this, because people aren't seeing that we're like lost. We're looking down. We're not looking at each other. We're not communicating with each other. And I've long thought this, you know, like I've looked around too, and everybody on a bus, for example, and it's just worrisome. Now, I did say 6 pages, right? So that's at the beginning. Why did I put it there? You guys. No, I did not. Totally put it in the wrong spot. Oh my gosh. Well, it looks good there. Okay. What to do? Now, I can't be there in December. So up you come. Let's see if I can fix this. apologize, you guys, if this isn't the video that you were after today. I am well known for these kind of mistakes. Look at my video that I posted last in the paper test, getting the whole freaking date thing wrong. Like, I shake my head at myself, you guys. If you come here for comic relief, I really I really hope like it helps reduce the stress, or you know, gives you permission to make mistakes, because my gosh, I'm telling you, I am the queen of mistakes. I keep making them, but I'll tell you something else. I may make them, but I don't live there. I just get back up and carry on. Because I think it's important. Okay, that's on the back and that's on the front, so this has to come off. Okay. Let's try to do our thing here. And it may look like I'm struggling, but I'm not. I'm learning. So it's all perspective, right? Like, I think that's what we have to kind of look at. We have to look at, you know, we could be hard on ourselves and say, oh man, you know, I'm such a bleep, or I'm such a bleep, but you're not. You're not. I'm here to tell you, look, if I can be gentle on myself after all these years, and trust me when I tell you, I had the most negative thoughts in my head all the time. I felt like I went days apologizing for just breathing. That was me, you guys. Okay? So if I can get beyond that, there's hope. And I want you to know that. If you struggle, just know that you can come from that place to this place. Not that, okay, you caught me on a good day. Because I'm not going to sit here and lie to you and say that all of my days are like without those negative sounds. You know what I'm saying? But I really try. I really try. And that's why, like, I just encourage everybody just to remember those thoughts aren't yours. They're not yours. So there we go. We fixed it. Yay. That didn't take too long. And then here's page 6. And then this page here needs a new one altogether. So I put that one there. I'm going to put this one here. So I'm sorry that it's just like a vellum dropping kind of video. But I'll go over this one very quickly. Hopefully, I don't know. People, you guys are very kind. We're saying that you liked the long videos and you were happy I was doing them again. And I yap, you guys. Oh my God! Like when I was in school as a kid, it was my mask. I mean, I would just talk. And did I ever pay the price? Because when I was going to school, you were seen and not heard. Or at least there was a caste system. I seen it and I was part of it. The caste system went like this. If you were not cool and the teachers didn't like you, or you came from a family that, you know, was not respected, i.e. ours, then you were treated like dirt. And I did, for my benefit, have some great teachers, a couple of great teachers, but I also had some not so great teachers, which is unfortunate. But I think we all have something, like every single person I know has had like trauma. You know, I think our world is just this cesspool of trauma. We've inherited it. And the one thing you should know is that the minute you say, I'm going to choose joy, as hard as it is, even if you have to cry today and then wipe your eyes and say, you know what? Okay, that's done. Moving on. Step 2. Okay, what is there something I can do to feel better? Is it a bath? Is it having a cup of tea and reading a book? Is it going for a walk? You know? P.S. by the way, please wash your fruits. I've learned of something about buying fruit in grocery stores that I don't want to really get into, but they spray them, you guys, and to make them last a long time, and that stuff you're inhaling. So make sure you're really washing your fruit, or go and get them from the farmers markets, which people think are more expensive, but like I go to the farmers market here, and the fruit, if it's a seasonal fruit, that's the key. If it's a seasonal fruit, it's going to be cheaper. And I am going to use my backyard this year, and I am going to garden in it. And I don't care how much back-breaking work that's going to be, but I want to see, if I can grow like celery and bok choy and spring onions and green peppers and chili peppers, which are apparently really good for so many things. Even though I have a hiatal hernia, I don't care. I understand that it's good for ulcers, so if hot chilies are good for ulcers, why wouldn't it be good for, you know? When I was in the forces, they gave us hot sauce for our food all the time. So, anyway, I'm totally all over the place, you guys, and you have to know that. Now, I think I want to put this in the other book. I put the January, like all of these things back here, but maybe I just want to put the January. This is an old one. This is 2024. So if I put it up there, or here, I'm not sure. I bet you I'm at the hour mark. Bet you I am, you guys. Kind of better. I think I am going to put on those. I still have not done much here. All I did was like put the forecast, which is like rainy. Yeah, it's just over the hour. I always seem to know, don't I? Like, it's just how it is. But I want to show you something. I told you guys I wasn't going to buy anything. Yeah, I did. So this is the page of the back. So I'm going to put like this here. Let's spray I can. Let's pray I can, you guys. Anyway, you guys, so that's pretty much like everything from me. It's a lot to absorb. Don't feel bad for me. If anything, if I can stress anything, there's 2 things I really don't like. I have never felt like, and I've always not liked the word poor Mel in this sentence. Poor Mel, this happened to her. Please don't do that. There is nothing poor about me. I have been offered an experience of life, and that experience of life gives me so many different paths. Sometimes it shocks me, and I have to reroute the way I think and what I'm doing. But it also tests my skills. And everything I need to succeed, I already have in my possession. How do I know that? Well, the good book tells me that. And I know that instinctively. And I was raised by those same standards. So I am not poor. There's nothing poor about me, right? Money and strength are different. And I am, by strength and love and loyalty, one of the wealthiest people I know, because I have so much love. And that's how I personally choose to define it. I want to put something back here. I'm not quite sure which one. Like, I see this one seems longer. But it's not. Well, let's do one more, and then I'll let you guys go, because I really have to get some chores done. And they're not going to do themselves, sadly. And by the way, I keep these bits, and I put them in here. And when I'm doing my pages, I take these little bits, you know, and I could like put them there. So then I can flip that up and see my word of the day, and it's not like in my face, but look, like if I wanted to, or I could put it down there, or up here, or like in here, just to break up. You see what I'm saying? Like, see if it's really busy, I can, or like in here, I can flip it. So I keep those bits, and there's quite a few. So I'm gonna just keep it out for now. So I want to do this one and then show you one thing. So when my daughter and I went out yesterday, she needed an agenda for school. She's going back to school. And because she works for me, she goes to school and she has a full-time job. So this poor, no, see, I was tempted there. I just finished telling you, she's the same as me. She doesn't want to be called poor. So my daughter is a workaholic, and she's trying to do school and work full-time and not have loans. It's probably not going to be as easy as all that, because life itself seems to be very expensive. Now, for some reason, I've boo-booed. I really like those at the bottom. Do I want that down? Yeah, I think I'll do that. So if I did that, no, that. It doesn't have to be perfect, that's the thing. So I want to keep these guys. So yeah, we had gone into Indigo Books, and she was looking for something. We'd gone actually because I needed to go to my phone provider and give a different credit card, because my credit card was like compromised. So I needed to provide them a new credit card to bill me. And there was quite a lineup and only one person, and I think like the other person was on lunch or something. So she's like, well, Mom, like, you wait and I'll go to the bookstore. And I'm like, well, I'm not waiting now. Why don't we both go to the bookstore? And then we can come back. So we didn't look at any of the novels, which for both of us was like amazing, even though like it's tempting, because there's something magical about a bookstore, is there not? Like, it smells wonderful. They have candles, and they have like trinkety things, and the book displays. When I was a teen, one of my part-time jobs was W.H. Smith. Okay, that one's hooped. And it's all wrinkly. Oh well. Be it as it may, be wrinkly if you shall. So she looked at some and they were just not right for her. And then I spotted something. They were on sale, and on top of that sale was 30% off. She was looking at A5, and I said to her, A5 is like really big, right? And she was like annoyed because they all really started in 2025. So did I do the corners? Yeah. So there we go. There is my note pages for any dailies or others. And then I didn't really do much. I don't think, yeah, I put all of the dates in. And didn't do anything up here. Figure out uses. Oh, here, 1 to 14, I labeled down here 1 to 14. And so I'll refer each week to what I've got down here. And then additional information, and then to do and to buy, which I should highlight, right? So it stands out, to do and to buy. And then up here should be weekly tracker schedule. Now there's no real schedule in this. And then my brain dump I put here. Then there's the months. And then this is the sorry about my voice, you guys. My jaw's like, for some reason my jaw's not I don't heal as fast as I should anymore. I think that's what it is. So I'm just going to star that, and then put the star here, and put tracker number info. Okay, so we did that. And I've done that. And then make stew. And deliver items. So I took my daughter's laundry as well. She gave me some containers for the stew. So like, she's got beautiful containers. And it didn't make sense that the last time I tried to move stew, I made such a mess of it, you guys. So, like, she had containers. So I've done that. And then shared move info. My oldest watches this. She'll learn really quickly. My middle doesn't know. My middle daughter. I wanted to make sure, like, things were as they were. And then up here, I'm going to mini journal. I've decided of the week. Keynotes. So shared move and info, and then or move info, and then also D-Stash giveaway to Canadians. And like I said, you guys, like I am so sorry that if you don't live in Canada, like I've always tried to be inclusive, and like I know many people in the States, they would limit their giveaways to the States way long ago when there wasn't border restrictions, and I never really understood that, though I wasn't judging because I'm not in a position to judge. However, now it's just crazy. And so unfortunately I have to be part of the team, the very team that I looked at and thought, how can you do that? But I have to do it that way. So I will leave, I will leave the Instagram or email for you guys. And also Nessie from Nessie Plans should have been on my last video. And as for this particular book, I'm going to be putting these tabs on. I won't bore you with that. So I can remove like things like that. I still haven't really set up this week. Although today I must clean kitchen. And then, because I mean, like in order for me to bake, I won't bake or cook in anything that's, I'm looking for a writing board here. I won't bake or cook in anything that's like dirty or not cleaned, like spotless clean. So then I'm gonna say make stew, beef stew. And then that should like help her out with meals because I'm a mom, a mama bear kind of thing, you know. And then phone calls. I've done all of those. And then laundry. I think it's done. It just needs to be folded now. So folded. Yeah, kitchen, cooking, laundry. Okay, so I've already got that down. I'm not being very creative when it comes to colors, that's for sure. I did go back and check my water, my no spend, exercise, whatever. And so what I found at the end, like I counted them out of 7. So I had 4 out of 7 for water, 2 out of 7 for no spend, 2 out of 7 for exercise, 0 out of 7 for stretches, for OMAD, which is 1 meal a day, and fasting I had 2 out of 7, and no sugar, 0 out of 7. I was eating sugar every day, even on my fasting day. And then I wonder why I have inflammation. So, my own fault. So, here underneath, I wrote, I need to truly watch out for stretches, no sugar, and no spend. And that was done. That was done. That was done. I did 3 boxes. Did that, and that. So, for conclusion of last week, not a bad week. Overall, watch, stretching, and this is important because today, like, I could barely move my left arm. My muscles are like, they're not very nice right now. And if you don't stretch when you get older, you lose your flexibility. And I was always really flexible because of gymnastics and dance and all the sports I was in. However, Age doesn't care about any of that if you don't maintain it. No sugar and no spend. And then before I let you guys all go, I'll show you this agenda that I got. I won't be showing it on the channel because it's an agenda that my daughter is basically going to help me with. And I spotted it and she said, oh Mom, this would be perfect if we had dual like planners or agendas. She said agenda. So that because she works for me, like I hire her. So I'll show you. I got it at Indigo. And the two planners together was $17. So it worked out like super cheap. But this is it there. It's a 13-month planner. It's got page flags, foil sticker sheet, storage pocket, important dates calendar, 4-year calendar overview, holiday overview, bucket list goals, bill tracker, contacts, info, dot grid notes, celestial map and moon phases, bucket template, page finder, and monthly and weekly spreads. And then so here's the like page. Let's see. You've got like dot grid here, you got page flags, you've got like this in here. I put the receipt, the pockets are here, the stickers, personal information. I love the color of the paper. And then this is an important dates, birthdays, anniversaries. Here's all the holidays, which I like because they're Canadian. Here are the bucket list and goals, and also my bill tracker. She wanted me to have something that if something ever happened to me, she could come along and know what's automatic, what's not, etc. And it started in December 2025. They're all really pretty much the same. This one here is contacts, and I like that contacts is kind of put up here. So all of this can be really like pinned together with a, I know this is getting to be a long video, you guys, so I'll be mindful. But like, I like how I could, if I was to show you guys anything, although like, she was very specific. She told me, Mom, like, keep this book so you don't put it on the channel, so that you can be free to put whatever you need to put in there for me, right? Like, and I agree. Like, I think it's important that everybody has, like, a book that you don't show everything because, you know, some things are, like, important to keep. So the monthlies are lovely. They're good size notes, to-dos. And then here's, her work information. And then it goes on. That was December, right? So every week has Monday to Sunday to-do notes and diagrams. So very much like the weeks, except in a B6 size with the extra like they're much more space, you see, and it's lined. So, and then here we are, January. It's all marked off, all tabbed off. It's the same months. There's your month for April, and then every week in between. 5 weeks in between every one. And then goes right to the end. Let's see. I just want to show you. I don't need to show you every month, but let's see what's on the back here. Here's December. And I think when December finishes, you get just a couple of pages, like 5 pages. And that was it. But for 2 books for $17, I think it was. I can't show you guys because it has like personal information on here. $17.50 after everything. Which to me for 2 books wasn't bad. So I wasn't going to buy another planner. I had so many, but she's got the same one. So now we're identical. So because I told you before I had, this video is getting very long, I know, and I apologize. I have this house planner here, this house book, okay? But it's big. It's got a lot of things going on in it and a lot of forms. This is like a yearly book. This is my house book. Okay, and I might get into this a little bit more, but she thought this is better. She knows I like Coil. She likes Coil. She's left-handed. I happen to be born left-handed and was converted. So anyway, folks, now I'm starting to drop things all over the place. I have made you a very, very long video today. I hoped you enjoyed it. Like I said, I will leave all the information that you need to know in the description box. If you're wondering what this is here, it's just the Hobonichi bag that was free in 2024, I think. And I just have the colored markers for each of the months that are in this book, except for the red one. I think the red one I took out and I didn't put back there. Is that it? That's orange. Where's the red? My goodness. Well, anyway, the red's missing. I will find the red. Yeah. So, is that? No. It's gonna bother me. But I'll just leave that for there for now. But that's what you're seeing here, if you're wondering. So, lots of things that we did. Not really over the top, just something to keep you updated that I was doing, and also to pop in and say, you know, you guys make my day, and I appreciate you, and that's the news. The news is, yeah, I'm not moving. In part, there's a relief in that because it's very stressful to move, and it was, like, there was, but now, I've literally, like, donated all the pictures off my walls, but that's okay. All of that is fine. It's just stuff, you guys. And that's what I'm starting to understand and learn. It's just stuff at the end of the day. And I'm not sweating it anymore. Like, I don't care. I care about people. And when I say anymore, I don't know that I ever did. I care more about people. People first, then experiences, and then things. So please remember, we are all perfectly imperfect. We're all loved, needed, and wanted far, far more than we will ever know. And I pray this Wednesday finds you all blessed, beautiful, and happy. And if not, I will pray for you or hold you in my heart, depending on how you feel about it. Anyway, folks, please leave me your mailing address in my direct message or in my email. If you haven't got Instagram, I prefer Instagram, if you will. It holds on to it longer, and yeah. Also, anybody and their dog, you know, like I can vet my Instagram better. So that would be wonderful. And thank you all for watching and participating. And I must say that, you know, I care very deeply for each and every one of you. So I appreciate your time. Talk to you next time. Bye, everyone.